to business, right? So there are some few things we would want to establish before we get into what we want to do. The very first thing is that number one, please let's all stay muted at all times, right? If you have any questions, you can just put them in the comment section. If you have any concerns and anything, we are going to give you or show you the platform you can actually communicate that on. Again, please do well to not turn on your videos because sometimes we do have lags in the service because most people usually turn on their videos and all that. So please do not, the only face you'll be seeing is the person that will be doing the presentation. So do well to turn your videos off all the time. And unfortunately, we will not be giving out the presentation deck. But if you reach out to us, there is a brochure we are going to share with you that you can actually get much details. Or again, if you want to reach out for any personal questions, we would be putting the numbers there so that we are all on the same page. Is that okay? All right, awesome. Good. So to not waste much time, let's get into what we want to do today, right? So in the next 45 minutes, hopefully, if we are going to exceed, then that means there are questions that are going to come up that we would want to address as we go along. But in the next 45 minutes is what we want to accomplish after this entire presentation. Number one, we are going to talk about what CBDA, who the CBDA is for, who are those eligible to actually take these exams, the benefits of being a certified business data analyst. What benefits do you gain by certifying? Also, what the exams requires. So we are going to learn why you need to write the exam to be a part of this international community, right? We are going to look into that. Then we are going to look at the exams blueprints, like what are those knowledge areas they are trying to test you on. We are going to look at that. Then also we are going to roll out some top study and exam tips that is going to assess those that are going to register with us to actually pass their exams. All right. Please, if you do get me, if you have any question again, please do well to send it via the comment section, or better still, just send it directly to the WhatsApp line that we are going to communicate, if that is okay. Please, a thumbs up if you understand what I'm. So this is going to be a very interactive session because I just need to be very sure that you are all following, you're understanding what I'm saying. So when I say thumbs up, I just want to see some reactions and all that, right? So that we can go ahead. All right. So there is a vision behind rolling out this program, and the main people behind it, the main behind this thing. We are going to talk about it in a few minutes. So we are going to talk about Blossom Academy. At this point, I know that most of us here have heard of Blossom Academy. If we haven't taken any program with us, you might be hearing this for the first time. So let's try and get into what we are committed to doing here at Blossom Academy. Number one, we are actually committed to building up industry ready data professionals. We would all agree the rate at which data is growing in the system, like globally. And the problem that industries are facing is that they lack these professionals to help, translate these data into value for the company. We do have lots of people with technical ability being released into the system, but when it comes to people who understand the business, who understand what process to take the data to in order to refine it and get the better value for it, it becomes problematic. So here we are committed to making sure we are building data professionals. We are making sure you are actually ready for the job market. We are making sure that the skill that is relevant at a global scale, we impact our participants to make sure they are actually endowed with the skill to be open to diverse rooms of opportunities. That is one of the major reasons why major things we are actually committed to as an organization. Now, moving away from that, we are not just looking at individuals. We are not looking at people who want to just improve their skill, but the goal is to also extend it towards organizations too as well. So the problem that we usually face is that sometimes when we do have data analysts within certain organizations, they do not have the right architectural systems or the right components in place to allow our data professionals or analysts excel. So we are not just looking at the individuals and endowing them with those skills, but we're also looking at industry and making sure we educate them on the architectures or the components or the systems that they have to put in line. Um they have to actually observe to make sure that their talents are growing both educationally in terms of the techniques and all that. We just want to make sure you do have the right training and the right um, skill to be able to excel in these things. And that is what has actually informed this new course we want to roll out, right? So one thing about life is everybody grows. We don't want to be stuck at the same level at all times. If you are working in a, let's say, in a department, right? Everybody's looking forward to promotions and all that, like earning higher salaries, earning more and all that. So the whole goal is how do we adequate our participants with the right skill to make sure that they actually elevate their careers, they actually move from the local recognized settings to a global scale where they find themselves, whether in another country and all that, they will still, or their skill will still be relevant in those spaces. Hence the introduction of the next thing we are going to talk about, which is Blossom Pro. Blossom Pro has been dedicated, right, to making sure that we actually endow our participants with the right competency, all right? And the goal of endowing them with those competencies is to make sure they are solving real business problems. Organizations exist because they are there to solve problems. They are there to uncover like needs of people. They are there to make sure everybody in that space or those that they call customers are satisfied. But this is the thing. Times are changing, people are changing, and we need people to man that front of innovation, like solving problems that are relevant to the organization. And that is the reason why we are rolling out the Blossom Pro. All right. We also want to make sure that every decision that we make, either personally or organizational wise, these decisions are data driven, right? And those that are actually fronting these insights, their relevance do not just end after analyzing the data, but your relevance exceeds after actually analyzing the data. You get to the space where you are part of those that are making those important decisions that are driving the organizations forward. And that is in the way, that is what has actually brought, or shall I say, motivated us to roll out this program. That is this certification. All right. Good. Now, let me say the people behind this vision, I want us to meet them. So, our managing director, Mr. Jeff Champon, he is actually responsible for bringing out this idea. He's of the vision that in Africa, talent is not the problem, opportunity is. So, how do we keep building our participants to be open to these opportunities? And we are not just talking about local opportunities, we are looking at it from an international perspective too as well, where you have people in, let's say, Ghana, but yet actually delivering on jobs in, let's say, the US, the Canadians, and all that global scale. We just want to make sure our participants are actually globally recognized. All right. And he is behind his vision. And as I told you, we are not just actually training individuals. We are not just looking at individuals. We are looking at it at company level. So working next to him is our very own Miss Alice Safari, right? She is responsible for corporate training, right? Corporate trainings. And they do that at an international scale, right? Then also in our human resource department, we find Miss Delight. That's a gem fee. She's actually responsible or supervising this whole program rollout in terms of making sure the curriculum is released at the right time, making sure our videos, our marketing, everything is intact. We are on board. We are making sure that everybody actually get the benefits or the value we would want to give as a result of rolling out this course. So that is why we are actually rolling out or dealing she's actually responsible for, or for supervising all these. Now, the people you would be meeting throughout this course. At this point, I know that you might have met one or two or most of us, but let me introduce ourselves quickly. So me personally, I am a certified business data analyst instructor here at Blossom Academy. I have written the exams, I have passed, I am actually certified and I am actually part of the IIBA community, right? And I'll be actually getting in-depth detail about that, right? And also next to reproducing in terms of the flyers you see. Thank you, Jesse. All right. In terms of the flyers you'll be producing, in terms of the marketing, you'll be those videos you are seeing on our social media platform. Now, let me say this quickly. If you are not following any of our social media platforms, please do. I am very sure Prince is going to make those links available in the comment section. Please do follow for updates. Follow for updates. We would be sending updates and dates in terms of program rollouts, like exam tests. We will be conducting webinars and all that. And you want to be at the forefront of these informations. So please do well to follow all these and follow our social media handle. And if you haven't also joined our WhatsApp group. That is our primary source of that is going to be your primary source of information. So we will send the link to the WhatsApp group to also in the comment section. So make sure you join for any information we'll be rolling out and all that, right? Good. So let's get into the business data analytics certification. What is about? Who is it for? We are going to get into the value of things, right? So if you're ready, just some thumbs up. Let's get into it. Let me be sure that we are all on this. We are actually fired up to actually understand these benefits they are going to be giving us. All right. Awesome. 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 That's good. That's good. Okay, good. So let's get into it. So again, I've talked about the comments. I'm not going to talk so much about it because I've already spoken about it. But you can leave your questions in the comment sections. We'll look at that. Right? Good. Now, I would have loved to play this video, but because we are behind time and we want to get everything right, I want to actually speak to us concerning the model or the inspiration behind how we are going to teach this course. And I'm going to summarize it, right? Once we are done, we're going to make the link available on our info session. Okay. Um, Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Prince. So, I forgot to introduce one other critical member. Do forgive me. Do forgive me. So, at this point, I think you might have met her. She's responsible for sending you personal messages. You know, she will be in your DM asking how you are doing, trying to give you update information as to what is happening, how to join the cohort, and all that. Please, I want to introduce our marketing and business development associate, Ms. Daniel Kusinyako. You'll be hearing like from her at the tail end of this presentation, right? So let's all stay tuned. She's going to give us more detailed information about the course. All right, good. Thank you so much, Prince, for drawing my attention to that. Good. So let's move on. So basically, what this video is about, and that is the inspiration for developing this model we are going to use to teach you, is that I know most of us are actually familiar with this basketball sport, right? The NBA, as they call it. I'm not very familiar with it. So if I'm not getting the term right, please, the expert here, do forgive me, right? So one thing they noticed, they wanted to find ways to improve their efficiency. They wanted to improve their efficiency when it comes to shooting the ball through the hoops and all that. They wanted to improve that. So they conducted an experiment between three different groups. All right. The first group of people, this was what they were asked to do. Number one, don't think about basketball. Don't train anything in relation to basketball. All we need you to do is that for the next 1 week, we want you to sleep, we want you to eat. Don't even play games related to the basketball. Don't do anything about basketball. Then the second group of people, they told them that you are going to do the opposite, right? You are always going to be on the basketball field. You are going to be training every single day for the next 1 week. Just practice throwing the ball through the hoops, right? Just that is what you're going to do for the next 1 week. And the next set of people, this is what they were told. Listen, you are going to imagine yourself. You're going to imagine yourself in your own space throwing that basketball through the hoops, right? for the next 1 week. So just imagine yourself, visualize yourself doing that. Now, after 1 week, they wanted to gather the results from the experiment, and this is what they realized. Number one, all those that were doing nothing did not improve at all. There was no significant improvement in the way they played their basketball. In fact, if anything was revealed, it was revealed that they were even much sloppy than they actually began, right? And they actually saw that for a fact. The next group of people who were working on the basketball field were doing the job, were actually practicing every day, increased by 24%. They increased by 24%, which makes sense because practice makes progress, right? Practice makes progress. Then the last set of people, they were shocked by what came out. They realized that they had increased by 23%. They had increased just 1% short of those that were practicing on the field. And this is what they realized, that mental rehearsal or visualizations can significantly improve real world performance, even without physical practice. In other words, this scenario-based test or this scenario-based way of teaching, where we create real-world scenarios. So you are not learning definitions, you are learning like vivid real-world examples, and you are being tested on what approach you utilize to solve that problem. They have seen that it had significantly increased the efficiency of all those that are actually certified as business data analysts, and that is the approach we are going to utilize. This course is 100% scenario based. And we are going to we're going to train our minds, we are going to train our capacity to think and deliver real life world scenarios during our your study with us, right? So moving away from this, what then does it mean to hold a certification? What does it mean to be hold that certification in CBDA? Now, to summarize, this is what you're telling the world, that you are competent in carrying out any analytics initiative or leading analytics initiative within any organization, right? So we are looking at people who actually are exposed to data but are not actually conducting any analysis, right? Or do not actually perform any technical deliveries on these data. Their job requires they collect data. But the whole idea is that how do we embed or structure a methodology within the organization when it comes to data on how to make or build better value out of it. And this certification proves that with or without the technical skill, you can lead the organization to make use of their data in terms of carrying out any analytics initiative. And that is what this certification is about. So the question here is, who should go for this CBDA? Like in what sense? Now, it is not limited to these people you see on your screen. It's not limited to these. This is it. If you want to enter into the data space, you want to understand how to build value out of the data. You are an organization. You want to start making decisions based on data. You are an upcoming business, especially our entrepreneurs in our mess. You find out that data has come to level the playing field. People do not say they've been here for a very long time, so they have the advantage. The advantage is now in data. But the problem is, as much as organizations are producing data, they don't have professionals who would be able to lead them, even those with the technical skills. They don't have those professionals who would lead them in context of the business. And this is like a global need in terms of this industry. And they're looking out for these personnel. So if you are maybe someone you've never introduced yourself in a data space, or maybe you want to enhance your work as a data scientist, as a data analyst, you want to move from this operational level and get to the tactical space where you are directly responsible for the analytics initiative, then this course is actually for you. Someone will ask, I'm a student, I am not even yet in the in the in let's say the corporate world. how relevant is this certification to us, to me personally? As a student, you are most of the times allowed to build projects. You are allowed to work on personal projects. The question is, what guidelines do you have? Most of these people, they come up with this guideline that you would have to follow and all that. But when we talk about state of the art methodology that would end you the best results, then this certification is the best for you. Is one of the reasons why it's seen as like the best certification globally, right? So we once you enroll with us, once you are able to actually take this certification with us, you build that competency to lead these analytics initiatives. So as you can see, you have the data analyst, the database analyst, the data scientist, the business intelligence, business analyst, quantitative analyst, developers or programmers, system analysts. All these people, they are actually eligible to actually take this certification, including people who would one day want to work with data. So you can use this certification as a premise to build your competency before you enter the data world, right? So that you don't just end up being in the technical space, but you can also move into that space where you can build strategy, right? You can actually earn more in those sense. Now, what are the skills you are going to gain? So this is the blueprint when it comes to dealing with any analytics initiative. This is the blueprint. Number one, you identify the research question. So IIBA, that's the International Institute of Business Analysts, believe that the All right, guys. Do apologize for the interruption. The network here is um misbehaving a bit, but let me get into it. Once it's restored, the team are working tirelessly on that to make sure they restore it. But guys, can you all hear me now? Am I audible? All right, good. So from the start, we've been talking about the skills you are going to gain, right? So the very most important thing is that you are able to identify what the research question is. That is number one. They build your capacity to define or get the research question. The whole idea is that the research question actually gives you acts as a map to get what is relevant out of the data. It allows you to get what is relevant out of the data, right? And the most important thing, good. All right, sorry about that. Very good. And the most important thing when you have this opportunity is that then you stick to what is relevant when you're dealing with data. Okay. So the next most important thing after setting the piece for the research question is that you actually source the data. That's what it means. So you sort the data to answer the research question. Then you analyze the data to make sure you are still it actually contains the insights or the let's say the insights to answer the research question. Then you interpretate what it means and report the results. And we don't just end there. We teach you how to then incorporate this insight you've actually gotten into the business process. So in this stance, we do not become reactive as let's say a business analyst or a data analyst, you don't become reactive. This is what you become. You become very proactive in the space. You don't wait to be told what to do. You know that the survival of your business is based on solving problems. the survival of your business is based on actually delivering value. So how do you get in front of that? How do you get there? How do you make sure you are so innovative that you do not literally need you don't need to actually get the data produced before you become relevant. You start working in that space. Those of us that are looking at working our own business or being a get into having our own thing, you find out that people are actually let's say trust you more when they know you have competence in that field. So to guide you build competence or build up your portfolio is this guidelines where you can voluntarily work on projects to actually show to the world that based on these things you are actually very competent for any data analytics initiative. All right. So moving away from that, we want to talk about the benefits of actually becoming. The reason why we say becoming is because at the end, we build you to have the right set of mentality when it comes to this sport. So we are not just teaching you to know, we are teaching you to become, right? You understand? These are two different things. We are actually teaching you to become, right? When you become, you potentially are positioned for earning high salaries because then you are going beyond the technical or operational bit of things, and you are now performing from a tactical position. And this tactics is more of those supervisory roles. You are in charge of any project. You are in charge of any, let's say, initiative that involves data because you personally know or you know the ins and outs on the process of actually maximizing the value in that. We also talk about global recognition. That is one of the things I love about these education exams, is that they get you connected and make you a part of their community. And as we are talking about CBDA, there are lots of people around the world that are certified. So if you're on LinkedIn and you pass their exam, they add you to their community, or you have an opportunity to join the community of certified business analysts. You can talk to people, you can actually interact with people who have actually maximized that opportunity to build themselves in that field. They can give you the step, they can give you an idea to become a better, either a freelance or let's say in the remote setting and all that. You have like entry, like exposure to all these people. And one thing I love about it, like, you don't actually work alone, right? You are working on any project that you need assistance because you are part of the group. It's easy to actually get it, right? And that is one of the great things about them. Great. Another thing too that you can actually have the opportunity of attending their summits, right? So they would send you targeted emails about upcoming summits in persons outside the country. So those of us that would want to be traveling out to join summits and conference and all that, once you certify with them, you get that opportunity. And we're going to even introduce a strategy they actually utilize as we go along. It's also a space to get return on your investments. Now, of course, there will be an amount of money involved in making sure you certify. But the great thing to here is that once you get exposed to these greater roles, you earn more to actually recoup all the investments you have made concerning being certified. And that is one thing that is so great about CBDA. All right. So, what is the exams structure like? Right, number one is a 75 multiple choice question. I know when I said multiple choice question, people are happy. You know, we are not. It's not now we are going to be writing essays. So give me your mindset about this. No, no, no. We don't want to be writing essays, right? This whole idea, right? But the tricky thing is that it's scenario based. So you need to think through the questions. You need to think through. Thank you, O'Neill. I think I have some real people in the house, right? So you need to think through the question. And how do you get there? And you need to be at the right frame of mind, the level of thinking they need, because they need to make sure you can think or you can think through the project. That is why the questions are being put in that stance. And you need people who are trusted partners like us, basically, to be able to walk you through these requirements and build your mindset up to that level. That is the great thing about that. and you have 2 hours. The exams actually last for 2 hours. It's after 2 hours, it automatically ends the test, right? But the whole idea is that we would build you in a standard. If you follow all that we are going to instruct you to do and move according to plan, you should be done within an hour and 30. That is one great thing about enrolling with us on this course. We also have simulation tests. So one thing they always state, IB always states, is that you need to build your confidence level. And how do you build your confidence level? By actually walking through questions. Again, they do not have past questions out there. Nobody sells past questions. They don't repeat the same question over and over, but the concept is the same. So how do we then get you to build that let me use the word competency and experience in fishing out what they mean? And that is why we have actually structured this curriculum to build your mindset. So when you sit behind these questions, it's like you are working in the real field. It comes to you, the answer comes to you easily, right? And that is one way we've actually structured this course. Let me briefly talk about the exam blueprints. We've already talked about the skills you are going to build. Okay, you're going to build the skill, but this is what they want to do. In order to be sure you built the skill, they need to test you. And the testing is again not a textbook definitions. They don't do that. They are going to put scenarios there. And once they put the scenario there, they give you their options to choose from. And so if you are someone who haven't actually dealt with past let me say sorry, simulation test, you've not gone through the simulation test, you're going to find it very hard to pass. That is why we are actually offering this package to you. That you once you enroll with us, we build your competency, even to be able to sit down for 2 hours straight and still think through the exams and make the best out of it, right? So we are going to do that. The pass mark for this course, it actually varies, but the lowest I've heard is 70%. And they actually change it based on the level of people that are passing the exams. So you need to actually make a 70% to pass the exams. And the way we've structured our program, we build your competency in that so that our pass mark is not going to be at 70. We set it around 80, 85. So if you are taking the exams within 4 weeks and you find yourself hitting 90s, like hitting the 90% and the 95s, then you know that you are actually really good to go. Some facts concerning these exams. I think this is the last thing. Then we are going to talk about the course delivery and the payment structure if you're interested, right? In a matter of year, you get it. So number one, this certification, nobody else has any rights to sell to you. What is actually IIBA. But the thing is that you can't pass their exams if you've not went or actually schooled with a trusted partner. And Blossom Academy is a trusted partner because they believe that we are able and because of the track record, me writing the exams and passing has actually showed that we have all the elements and systems in place to make sure that if anybody enrolls with us, they are going to pass the exams, right? So that is why we have been given the opportunity to train, all right, and set you up to take their exams. Is that okay? Good. Number two, if you don't know anything about Excel, you don't know anything about programming, you don't know anything about machine learning, data, big data, and all that, you're actually zero to technical skill. You are zero to technical skill. You don't know anything about it. You are you don't have to be worried because the exams do not contain anything about these tools. What they want is your ability to draft a process that is going to yield the best result. That is the focus, right? That is what businesses need. Okay. And that is why they don't actually incorporate these things. It's actually not there within their within these spaces. Is that okay? All right, good. So we are going to highlight some few benefits and all that, but that is going to be at the tail end of this course. So to introduce the next part is our very own marketing officer, Danielle, the lady I forgot to mention the name, but I know she has forgiven me though. So she is going to take us through the course structure, the delivery, the package we have for you to make best use of this course. So Daniel, if you're ready, over to you.
Thank you, Francis. Please give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. And if you can see my screen too, please give me a thumbs up. Okay. Thank you all for your interest in the CBDA program. First of all, let's talk about the tuition. The tuition consists of the registration fee, a registration fee of 150 Ghana cedis, and the course fee of 4,850 Ghana cedis, which is summing up to the 5,000 Ghana cedis tuition. So if you've already made payment for the 150 cedis registration fee, that will be deducted from the total tuition. So you would only pay for 4,850 Ghana cedis. And if you are yet to pay for the 150 Ghana cedis registration fee, you would also make a payment of 4,850 Ghana cedis. I hope that's clear. Now to the payment structure. You would need to make a deposit of 50% in the last week of March before the classes begin in April. And with the remaining 50%, it will be spread across 2 months. So within those 2 months, you can choose to pay monthly, you can choose to pay weekly. It all depends on you and what works best for you. Now let me share with you the class schedule. So with the class schedule, the classes are divided into 2 modes, which is the online session and the in-person session. So with the online session, the classes take place on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And with our in-person sessions, the classes take place on Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. with an hour break included. Now to our CBDA exam cost. So with the exam fee, members of the IIBA pay $250 and non-members pay $405. So if you're a member of the IIBA, you tend to save about $155 when you pay for the exam fee. And if there is any need to resit or rewrite the exam and you are a member of the IIBA, you pay $195. And if you are not a member, you pay $350. Like I said earlier, if you are a member, you have some significant advantages. So you tend to save some amounts if you are a member of the IIBA. And recertification fee, talking about the recertification fee, with CBDA, every year you need to recertify. So with the recertification, just like I mentioned earlier on, if you are a member, you recertify every year for $30. I mean, a member of IIBA, you recertify for $30 every year. And if you are not a member, you recertify for $50. So someone might ask, why don't I become a member? Or what takes to become a member? And what do I benefit if I become a member? So let's talk about that now. So once you become a member, I mean, if you want to become a member of this IIBA, what you do is to go onto any site and search for iiba.org. If you search for IIBA.org, you create an account and you choose individual membership. So that is what I don't know if you can see what I am showing with my here. So we as Africa, we are in region 3. So if you want to be a member of the IIBA and you are in Africa, Ghana, Nigeria, Rwanda, you can mention it. You pay $60 if you are not a student. So if you are a member of IIBA and you are in Africa, you pay $60 to be a member. But if you are a student, you pay $40 to become a member of the IIBA. So once you take part in the class, hello, please, if you can hear me, give me a thumbs up in the chat. So let's continue. I was talking about becoming a member of IIBA and how much you pay if you become a member. So like I said, if you are in Africa and you want to be a member of the IIBA, you are in region 3. So that is why regions are listed here. So when you go onto their sites, you find your region and know how much to pay. So for those of us in Ghana, Nigeria, other African countries, and India, we are in region 3. We represent region 3. So region 3, you pay $60 for if you are a professional or a working professional or you are not schooling, you pay $60. But if you're a student, if you are schooling, you pay $40 to become a member. And if you become a member, that is all. You have free access. You benefit from Babok. You benefit, you find all the you become a part of a community, basically. You become a part of a community. So you meet professionals, you have free access to the Babok, you have career guides, the resources, everything about IIBA, you benefit from it if you become a member. So I would advise that we all choose to become members before, we all become members before we take the exam. And here at Blossom Academy, we would help you to become members. We will teach you how to log onto the site and register to become members. Next, let me take you through the the registration process of the CBDA. So on any site, you go to you log onto a site and you type in blossompro.io, blossompro.io, and you begin the whole process. So to begin with, on the home page, you would find a sign up button. So you sign up. So we are all going to sign up together. You input your name, your email, your basic details, your name, your email, and your password, and you start the learning journey. You confirm and start the learning journey. You receive an email to verify your account. And when you are done, you now come onto the CBDA site to register. So when registering, that is when you are going to pay the 150 Ghana cedis. So we are going to register together as well. So I click on register now, input my name, your first name, your last name, your email, your phone number, and the payment of 150 cedis, sorry. So pay now. And if you want to pay, there's pay stack. So with pay stack, you can use your Momo, you can use Telecel Cash, Vodafone, Telecel Cash, Airtel Tigo Money, your Visa card, your MasterCard. You input your details, you choose the provider, and you confirm, and that is it. So I would I would encourage you all to take action today and join the IIBA. When you begin your enrollment and you start your journey, you become certified. So don't wait at all. Start your journey today. and you'll be certified before you know it. I mean, when you start your journey today, you'll be certified before you know it. Thank you very much. We will take questions at this point. So oh, in the chat box, Jesse is asking if it covers the examination. Please, may I know I don't understand your question. What are you talking about? Oh, I answered it. Okay, thank you. Thank you. But can you please still, elaborate on your question so that maybe there's someone who doesn't understand, you explain to the person.
Okay. Good afternoon. Am I audible?
Yes, you are. Go ahead.
Okay, so hi. So my question was based on the registration fee you projected and then the cost um amount for the registration of the exams. But later on in your slides you spoke about it.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
But
Please,
another
is there
question, sorry.
okay?
Another question. How long is the course for?
It's a 12 weeks course, so basically 3 months.
Okay, that's fine.
Please, is there any other question? Joshua has a question. He said, so if my calculation is right, you pay a total of 5,000 cedis for tuition, $60 for membership, and 250 to take $250 to take the exam, right? Yes, Joshua, you are right. And Eric is also asking, if I got your presentation right, enrolling with regards to the examinations. Hello, Francis, are you there?
Yeah, hello. Yeah,
Please help
so
me
let me take this.
answer
All right.
Eric's question.
All right. Eric, so if you got us right, enrolling in Blossom offers no benefits with regards to examinations with IIBA CBDA in terms of discounts. Um, in terms of discounts, we do not, at this moment, we've not actually worked on any discounts as of now. But again, we give you benefits more than monetary terms. One, we prepare you to take the exams, right? Trust me, without any offered tuition or anything, you can't pass the exams. Some people would say, okay, then I think I would register, then I'll go write the exams myself. Trust me. Once you do that, even the confidence to even answer the very first question will be problematic, right? So for those of us that would register, we actually teach you or walk you through the process. And secondly, too, if you're not registered, um you don't have these materials. Okay, so maybe there are materials that IBA will give to you, but there are extra things you would have to know outside those materials to pass the exam. And this is not for marketing strategy, basically. No, I took the all right. So in terms of discounts, no, not yet. But we can actually talk back door and see there. Is that okay?
Thank you, Francis. Abba also she wants me to confirm when the 50% initial payment is supposed to be made. So I made mention of the last week of March, and that is between 23rd March and 28th March. You should have made the 50% initial deposits. Abba, please, have I answered your question? You're welcome. Eric is all asking in terms of discounts. No, there's no discount. With the discounts,
One minute. Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Francis, are you saying something?
No, no, it's fine. Please go ahead.
With the question you answered for Eric, he's still asking in terms of discounts. Could you please answer him for me?
So yeah, so just as you stated, Eric, there is no discount as of now, but you can actually talk back though. All right. And if there is anything like that, we'll make a known to the public.
Okay. Jesse Price also asking when the program is supposed to start. The program is starting in April. It's starting on 13th April. So not March, but April. Eric Aite has something to say. Let's see. I know enrolling as a member with IIBA gives you access to materials that can help you prepare for the examination. However, that seems to be much cheaper than offered training. How is the training a better option over IIBA materials provided? Well, that's a nice question. I would leave that to Francis to answer as well.
All right, Eric. Yes, they give you materials you should read, but again, because you and I, as I stated from the beginning, there were extra studies in there. Number one, that you should have access to. Those materials do not give you that detail. Number three, you should have access to a simulated test. You should go through the test. You should go through about a number of past questions to be able to take the exams. And that is recommended. If you even register, I think the very first document they send you is that you make sure you actually enroll with their trusted partners who will give you the tuition on how to pass the exams. So our job here for you, Eric, is to make sure you are well prepared to sit the exams and pass. If otherwise, you can just like the normal PMP and all that. If you like, you can decide to go right then. But if you've not had adequate training, there is no way you're going to pass the exams. And that is why we need to help you, assist you, get that experience to go right on.
Thank you, Francis. Alex also has a question. He says, technically, there are layers of financial requirements to acquire the certification and maintaining it. There are other certifying bodies around. My question is, what makes this particular one a good investment? What's so unique about IIBA? My boss, Francis, will answer that for you.
All right. So just as I stated from the beginning, basically what they are doing, one is where they are actually strategically aligned to. That is a global recognition, basically. And they also give you access to um, people who are actually enrolled in the course. People who would want, if you want, let's say, business ideas, or you want to work on a project, or you want to be getting, let's say, offers in terms of jobs and all that, they are actually the best to go with. They are actually seen as, and I think you can actually Google that for yourself, why IIBA CBDA is actually recognized as the top-notch certification. And that is why it's actually a bit demands a little bit of financial commitment, because at the end they've tailored it in a way that you that get registered with them gets the maximum value out of it in terms of connections, networks, job availabilities, among other things. So yeah, someone would say there are other options, but what are those options that are actually dedicated to that? All right, that has um the level of value that IB actually gives you. And you find out that there's actually that is not compared to that. So you can actually do that research for yourself and find it. Yeah. So that it doesn't become just you trusting my word for it.
Thank you, Francis. Alex, I hope your question has been answered. Abba also has a question. She says, if we enroll in the training, can we register with IIBA as students? Well, if you enroll in the training, we can help you register. But Francis, can you help me? I don't know if my
Yes,
explanation
yes.
is right.
So If you want to become an IIBA member, even today, we can assist you to actually pay the $60. We can assist you on how to pay the $60 and become a member. So the
Right.
membership is different from the certification. So you are a member, all right. You pay the money. They give you access to the material that you need to learn. You need to read, right? Then the extra ones that you need to actually incorporate in the studies to pass the exams. We actually have those available structures to let you pass these exams, right? So yes, if you want to become a member today, we can register you to become a member today. That is
And to
even as a student. But you would have to provide credentials as to if you're a student or not. Yeah.
Abbas, Abbas still says, you mentioned you pay $40 if you are a student. I want to know if we qualify as students if we are with Blossom. Sir
So
Francis, can you do that?
Blossom actually has the stance as a trusted partner to provide training for the certification. So no, if you are with Blossom, they see you as an individual preparing to take the exam. But if you attend school or you are in the university, all right, they would actually demand proof that you're a student, something before they actually do the reduction in the price for you. So for individuals, it's 60. If you are with us, you are paying $60. But if you are with us and you are still a student, then you get to pay $40. Yeah.
Thank you
But
to Abba. Please, do you have any
Eric,
more questions?
let's go to and let's be sure we've actually answered your questions. Eric, please, are you okay? And Alex,
Eric says he's satisfied with the answer.
okay. Then Alex, how about you? So yeah, I think let's do last words. Time is already gone. So guys, the last thing to say is you can actually hop onto the website as Danielle has stated from the beginning. You can actually see these things that we are talking about for yourself. Then when you are you can actually make your down payment to reserve your seat. I think one thing she mentioned is that to help produce the quality, there is a maximum amount of a number of people we are actually accepting into the training. So to reserve your seat, you pay your 150 registration, like as she has actually stated. Because when the class is full, we would have to refer you to the next cohort that we are going to actually run, right? Good.
I've projected the registration site one more time. So on how to register, you sign up, you fill in your details, and you come to register and pay the 150 cedis. And I also want to make this clear that we would give you a link. Once you make the registration, you pay the registration of 150. A pay start link will be provided, and you that is where you can make the 50% initial deposit, or if you would like to make the full payment as well, it's welcome. So you register by clicking on the link, you fill in your details, your basic details, and go ahead and make the payment. You fill in your details and make the payment. Thank you very much. Please, are there any other questions? Okay, so we have some questions here. Well, Dorothy says she joined late, but she wants to know if there can be a summary of the curriculum of the program. And Michael also says, after getting certified for the first time, how long does it take to renew? Michael, it takes a year to renew. Francis, I would like you to help me with what Dorothy is saying. Can we give them a
Yes.
summary of their
Yes,
curriculum?
yes, we can talk about that.
All
Dorothy,
right.
sorry about that. For again, so quickly, what we actually talked about was the value the certification is going to give. We talked about the class options you have to register, and quickly in terms of the curriculum. One thing we do is that once you get your registration, we share. Once you do your registration, we share the curriculum with you. But basically, what we've talked about are the knowledge areas we are going to build mastery in before you write the exams. Those knowledge areas you are going to learn. That is what we've shared. And I can actually share with you one more time for, and that will be quick so that you can actually have a view of what was talked about today. All right. So this is what we are going to actually train you in, right? We're going to train you on how to identify research person source, analyze, interpret, and report, right? Use results to influence business decisions among the many other things, right? So in summary, these are the spaces we are going to train you on to be able to take the exams. All right. So if you still need any further clarification on things, I think, and please have me place the WhatsApp link into the page so that they can have access to us so that if you have any questions, just direct to us there. We would call you. And if you need further explanation on things, we would be available to explain that to you, if that is okay. All right. Okay, so we are actually far past time now. All right, after getting certified for the first time, how long does it take to renew? So it takes 1 year to renew the certification, right? After 1 year, you have to renew. And concept behind it is that they are consistently updating the material. That is number one. Number two, they want to make sure that you are applying all the basic principles and concepts they are teaching you. So after a year, you need to come back and prove to them that, oh, yes, I've been applying it and I've been building on it. That is why they roll out those exams. Does that make sense? All right, good. There is another certified colleague on the page. I don't know if Victor is still here. Uh, so if Victor was here, he would have actually given us another more light on through the process. So please, which of the certification will be awarded? So you is the CBDA certification, not the ECBA, because those certifications are different, right? So you'll be rewarded the CBDA, that is the certification in business data analytics, certification in business data analytics, right? That is what they're going to reward you with. So we
Please,
have the recertification, right? So you are proving to them through exams that you have been applying whatever you've learned after they certified you. You've been applying whatever you learned, and that is what Danielle actually explained in terms of the amount you have to pay when you're a member and the amount you pay when you're not a member. So you need to do that. That is why it's actually one of the top-notch certifications in the world because they are always innovative, they are always versatile, and when you are part of that community, you're actually building um, competence and impact. So that being said, yeah. So Freddie, are you okay? All right. Jesse, are you good? All right.
okay.
All
So
right.
please, the link to the information session WhatsApp group has been posted in the chats.
All right, good, good, good. Thank you so much. All right. So
Welcome.
please do join us if you haven't, okay? Then we are going to be giving updates and showing you giving you more insights around that. Time is fast spent. If we do not have any other questions, we would want to bring this meeting to a close.
Um,
I don't know,
Please, I would like
Danielle,
to
do you have any
say
last words?
something.
Or we
Yeah. So if you have any more questions to ask, you can paste them on WhatsApp or you can send them to me personally. So I'm putting my number in the chat as well. You can text me for anything. I would be your primary source of. So you can text me for anything, anything you want to know about CBDA. Please, you can text me, you can call me, you can send me your personal questions at any time. So my number is in the chat as well. Thank you very much. We also have the links to our social media in the chat as well. So you can do well to follow us and send us your questions on there as well.
all right, I think we can call it a day. Guys, do follow us. I'm waiting for us. Let's join the WhatsApp page. Also, let's try and share the link to people that would be interested in actually getting certified. All right. Okay. Let's have a nice day.
Thank you.